Harry, to start with, changing the team with the hookers. Can you just talk us through, like when did Brandon sort of join? What's it sort of just been like having to sort of adjust to that sort of change?
Yeah, Brendan joined us yesterday afternoon. Obviously, after a bit of a tough Thursday training session, it's obviously gutted to lose, I guess, a few great players in Preki and Fez, but we've got a lot of confidence in BPA. He's been around this group for quite a long time over the last year and a half, and he's obviously versed the Lions already 3 times, I believe. So he's got a lot of confidence, and he's come into the group, and he's fitting very quickly.
Motivation is high today, but seeing sort of the fake moustaches as well from Nick White, like can you just describe what he's like as a sort of person around the group and how special he is to this team?
Oh, he's the ultimate competitor, ultimate team man. Especially over the last 2 years, he's been really running the non-23, and every training session he gets the boys up. He does whatever it takes for the team, every session, every match, and I guess everyone sees him once he goes across that white line. He's a different man, he's a competitor, and he's loved by the group, and he will be missing this gold jersey because he really does represent what it is to be a Wallaby.
The Lions haven't swept a Test series in Australia since 1904, I think, and they want to be the greatest Lions team of all time. But considering what happened last week, are you more fired up with that result and wanting to stop them from getting that series sweep, or what's the mood been like?
I wouldn't say we're more fired up. We've been pretty fired up every single game. We want to go out here. We want to win every Test match we play, and obviously it's quite unfortunate last week. We thought we played some pretty good footy and put ourselves in a position to win that game, and ultimately we didn't. And they're obviously wanting to come out here and clean sweep us, but we want to go out there and get a result for our country. And we've had a really good week's prep. It was obviously we built into the week slowly. Everyone was pretty down to start the week, but had a really good Tuesday, Thursday, and a lot of energy day in the captain's run, and boys can't wait.
Are you over it, the second Test and the controversy in the dying minutes?
Yeah. We definitely gave ourselves a few days there to, I guess, get through it all, because we put a lot into it, and to not get the result there, it did hurt us. But we definitely tried to, as the week went on, just make sure we went back to our preparation, which is what we did for the first 2 weeks, which was ripping on the training park and really try and build the confidence there, and then to finish the week here for the little captain's run, and the energy's back in the group, and we can't wait for the opportunity to versus the Lions again.
Carlo copping a bagging online, is it the right thing to drop him, to rest him? How's his mental state?
Carlo's he's such a tough man, and he's obviously been copping it from everywhere, which I don't think's right, because you don't meet a more tougher footy player than Carlo. So we haven't really appreciated what he's copped, and it's probably a good thing for him to get out of a little limelight here and just get his body right and just get back to enjoying his footy, because obviously these series comes a lot of media, a lot of pressure, and seems like a lot of people want to take it out on him this week.
Does that motivate you guys a lot in terms of kind of seeing that and kind of going, here's an extra reason to get up for this match?
Yeah, you never like seeing your mate targeted. That's something which no one really appreciates, but in saying that, we've got enough motivation for this game.
Yeah. As an additional question, like obviously you've a lot of boys coming in, not just BPA, you've got Taniela coming in, you've got Dylan coming in. Has there been like a lot of transfer of knowledge, information, because obviously all those boys have now faced the Lions a couple of times, and has it been like a very clear open door with everyone in terms of like, okay, here's where we can tackle them, here's where we can beat them? Yeah, we definitely have a very clear plan, and I think everyone in the 36-man squad, we're all on the same page, and it's been probably nice to have Taniela, Hoops, Peachy come in. Just that fresh energy's been really affectionate, and especially on the training park, they've come in, they've lifted up the standards, and having those fresh bodies will be awesome to have us tomorrow night, which is something they're all just so pumped to be out there.
Is there an advantage to having some changes, even if they're injury enforced, that there's some fresh faces and some fresh energy?
Yeah, I'd say so. What they've given us is just fresh legs in training park, fresh energy, more chat around the training field, just been nice, and they're just raring to go. They've had to watch the last 2 Test matches, which when you're in the non-23, it always does hurt when you're not going to go out there to battle with your mates. So they all are very excited for this opportunity, and I've got no doubt they'll take them.
And with regards to the overall series result, I know you just focus on this one Test, but I guess the 2 options on the table are 3-0 or 2-1, and potentially then history will show that it was decided by a last-minute try in Melbourne. Is the latter being discussed? Like, let's make it like that this was a tight series.
Yeah, well, I do feel like it has been a tight series, and we want to go out there. We want to get the win. Yeah, obviously sitting here at 2-0, it's not the best situation to be in, but I feel as if we'll get a lot of pride. I feel as if a lot of Australia are believing in us, and the support we've been given this week has been pretty unbelievable, and we really feel like we need to go out there and put a performance in for Australia to be proud. We want them to be truly believing in us, and that's for us to go back-to-back good performances, and we need to go out there and get that win.
And just with BPA, has he been with the squad at all during the prep, or has he been away playing alongside?
He's been playing in the other matches, so we haven't had him in this prep, but he was obviously with us on the spring tour and played here against the Kiwis last year. So we've got a lot of confidence in him, and in saying that, I think the AUNZ, we sort of all had pretty similar calls, and so all the structures are pretty fresh for him.
So all that stuff from last year is still, he can just slot back in terms of line-outs and that sort of stuff. It's all familiar territory.
Yeah, it's very familiar for him, and he's already all over it. He's out there. He knew it all back to front. I think all hookers, they live for their line out. So I think he spent a bit of time in the mind gym last night getting over it all.
I know you've witnessed the gold versus red in the crowd throughout the tour, but is there a special plea for Sydney-siders to get their gold gear on tomorrow night, given what you want to achieve at the end of this series?
Yeah, definitely. I think the support this series has been unbelievable, and already see this game sold out 83,000 people after 90,000 people there. Last week it's been unbelievable, and the more gold jerseys the better in the crowd. It's been we all pinch ourselves with our support we've had this series, and hopefully all Sydney and all Australians get on their gold jerseys and get loud and support us this weekend.
And despite the scoreline at the moment in the series, do you feel as if the rugby fraternity in particular and Australia in general has fallen in love with the Wallabies again?
I'd like to think so. I know one thing where we just want to keep improving, we want to keep being a better team, and I think everyone in Australia saw that in that second game about when we play our sort of footy, which I've said a bit this series, but when it clicks, we can really click, and for us it's about having an 80-minute performance, not just one good half there. We need to go to an 80-minute game and get the result, which I think we deserve for each other.
Given how down everyone was after last week, has this been one of the more difficult weeks of your captaincy, and what have you learned about your leadership in times like this? Yeah,
it probably has been one of the tougher weeks, but I think as a coaching staff and leadership group, everyone sort of let us on Monday have a bit of a quiet day because it does take a little bit to get over a tough loss like that, and for us it was just about going back to our preparation. And on Tuesday I was really proud of the group about what sort of session we had. We went there, everyone was a bit quiet, but once we went across that white line, the energy was back. Boys sort of quickly put in the back burner and just want to focus on getting their preparation right. And as the week's gone on, we've really tried to build it internally because this is still such a massive match.
Just following on that balance between allowing people to mourn and then get into the prep. Like, as a captain and as one of the big leaders, is it something you have to say on Tuesday? Like, what's the message been around the group about sort of flicking that switch from put Saturday aside now into this week?
Well, I guess obviously we definitely knew on Monday the energy was down, and I guess it shows you how much we all truly care and how much it really did hurt us there. But for us, we have another test match this Saturday, so it was so disappointing. We're down, but then we've got another job to do, which is to go out there and win this weekend. So as footy players, it's very much week to week, and once it's Tuesday, everyone was pretty aware that we have to switch on. And if you go into a test match against the Lions not in the right mental space, it's going to be a tough night. So everyone really clicked that switch, and we've had a really good week, and we can't get out there.
Does that flicking the switch and the motivator, do you park revenge, Harry? Because revenge can be a bit of a negative motivator, can't it?
Yeah. I guess we're a team who really does want to focus on ourselves, but I do think in the back of everyone's mind will be last week and that hurt from last week, and I think everyone individually will have that there and want to use it as a strength. But for us as a squad, we're really much just focused about, I guess, our having good preparation this week and going out there and playing our footy.
Ever since the last World Cup, has this been the hardest team that you guys have ever faced? Yeah,
definitely. It's the thing with the Lions. There's so much build up and everything coming into it, and there's a lot of pressure on everyone. And I think that's why we probably had a bit of a slow start in the first match, and then I think the second match we all sort of knew what was coming and we were a lot more prepared. And when you put 4 countries together, 4 of the best players from those countries, it's always going to be an unbelievable team. And I think we've learned a lot about ourselves from the first 2 matches, and hopefully we can use that and improve the next match.
Some people think the Lions, like criticism of it with some people in the Northern Hemisphere, is that it is a bit of a dated concept and doesn't really fit into like a global calendar. As someone who, has waited 12 years to play against the Lions, what would your thoughts be on that?
Yeah, well, there's always somebody who's going to be negative about anything which is good for rugby, and this has been an unbelievable series. It's been just for Australian rugby, for UK rugby. It's been unbelievable, and everyone's loved being a part of it. And anyone here who's been a part of it all couldn't say a negative word about it. So to that question, there's always someone trying to tear something down. But once in every 12 years, I know as an Australian, it's been an unbelievable series to be a part of, and I know every Australian has loved being a part of it.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.